Hello there, welcome back to Waverly Zoo. Thank you very much for watching today. I do hope you're well. And if you recall in our last episode, this was the area that we were working on. Our huge lake has flamingos, it has llamas, and it has pygmy hippos in it. And I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. You will notice that I have paused the game. And that is because my computer is very old and struggling to run the game, quite frankly, and pausing it just helps a little bit. So I do apologise if it's a little bit laggy. Yet again, I may have to call an end to this project for a while until I can upgrade my computer a bit and get my processing power improved. But there we go, we shall see how it continues. So that was our last project, and it was quite an epic one. So my next project is going to be a bit smaller. I've already started it, and it is connected to this one. It's all part of the same area, and it's over here. There we go. This is the start of our structure. It's going to be a large greenhouse, a tropical house, so it's going to be full of lovely tropical trees and plants. It's going to be quite tall. It's going to be right up here somewhere. There'll be a pathway coming in here, snaking around inside somehow, and then coming out the other side, obviously connecting to this path here. And on this side, it will connect somehow all the way over to this path here, up here, and then there may well be a new habitat in this area. But I'm also going to change the end of this, and I'm going to put a small staircase in here to connect this bit as well. I think that makes sense. Doesn't make sense that you wouldn't be able to go from here up to here without having to go all the way down there and around. So I will do that as well. And obviously this corner of the habitat will change because this is just a temporary brick wall in here. And so now that this building is here, I can connect this wall to there, and then I can null barrier all the way through the building there, and then again the staircase that I build here will hopefully just fill this in, so that the animals can't escape from there either. That is the plan. Hopefully it will work, we shall see. Quite looking forward to doing this actually. There's obviously going to be a lot of planting involved, which I quite enjoy. So yeah, I will go and crack on. First what I need to do is get the main structure built, so that's what I'll be doing first. I've got a few ideas of how I want it to look, so I will go away now and do some work, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I've done a fair bit. So as you can see, our building, our massive greenhouse, is now in shape. I love the look of this. I mean, in real life these greenhouses are incredibly impressive. The angles of the roof and yeah, it's just remarkable pieces of architecture, really. I mean, the way that they're designed, because obviously all the old greenhouses like this, most of them are from the Victorian age, which is, you know, you're looking at 150 years ago, something like that. I'm not a historian, I'm not great at these things, but they're old basically, and so it's really quite remarkable that that these structures were able to be built and that they've survived so long as well. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion. I think they're just marvelous things. So as you can see inside, obviously they need some structural support. So this is what I've come up with. You've got these fairly simple beams, pillars, I suppose they are really, all the way along the bottom here. And most of this sort of supports itself in these structures. It's this first layer that needs most support. And then you've just got a couple of taller beams up here. Architecturally, I don't know if that's 100% correct, but it's what I'm going with for the game. I didn't want it too crowded, basically. I didn't want to do lots of sort of crisscross patterns of beams and things. That's not what this needs to be about. I know I'm going for realism in this park, but you've got to be realistic. I want to be able to fill this up with plants. I don't want to have to worry about too many structural things inside. As you can see, I've put a pathway through, so it starts nice and wide here at the entrance. Luckily I managed to line it up perfectly here, and then it splits, and then I've kept it nice and random, so it sort of crisscrosses around and joins, and then it splits up again, comes down here, and then joins and obviously gets wide, and then it comes out here and it links back into this path over here. So that's nice and simple. Now what I've also done, as you can see around the outside here, I've done some pipe work. So this runs all the way around the side, and it's on this side as well. And I've put these small mist jets. Now the idea here, what this is meant to represent, I don't know, let me know if you think it does or not, but you always see these pipes in these old greenhouses. And basically they're a heating system. And so what I'm using this for is a kind of a steaming system. So this would be water vapor coming up, because all these tropical plants, they like heat, but they also like it to be wet. A lot of them are rainforest plants where it's very hot, but it's also very wet. And so what this is doing is just making the atmosphere inside the greenhouse moist. So you get lots of moisture just hanging in the air. So that's my thinking there. So that obviously is just duplicated all the way around here. It's just a little thing. You're not going to really see much of it because it's going to be covered in plants. Usually what you see as well, you do see these systems high up in the air. So I did have a look at trying to put some along the top here, but it just didn't look right. So I'm just going to leave it with what I've done down on the ground there for now. I'm happy with that. And then outside I have done what I've said. I have put in a staircase at the end here, which I think works rather nicely. So obviously you still got your disabled access coming down here and joining in, and then you've got your ramp here, but obviously your disabled access needs to come down here as well. So I had to add in all of this coming off here down this gentle slope around the corner and joining in again here, and I think that looks really nice. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Gone with some nice hydrangeas all the way down here, just simple foliage, just filling in the gaps. I might do something similar just along the back here as well, and obviously just filled it in here with the hydrangeas and one of these little roses on the corner here. And oh yes, I had to play around on this corner and just put in a new sort of a concrete barrier there, and then as planned I've got rid of all the barrier for the habitat, so this one now just connects into there, and then all of this is just empty. So I will have to obviously decorate this corner so that the animals can use it. As you can see, the keepers can come over here now as well, which is good. And the animals do come up here, but at the moment there's nothing there. So I will get some shrubs, some rocks, and some enrichment items up on here eventually as well. But I think the next thing for me to do will probably be getting the planting going inside. So that is what I'm going to look at next. But I'm very happy with how this is coming along so far. It's quite spectacular. Certainly stands out when you zoom out. I think it's probably that's probably the biggest structure actually, still the reptile house, but this one is looking pretty snazzy, I think. So I'll go away again now and do a bit more work. Ooh-wee, I have been busy. This was a lot of fun doing the planting, but quite exhausting trying to fit everything in and make it look nice and make sure nothing was poking out of the glass, although I failed miserably because I've just spotted one that's clearly coming out of the glass there. I'll sort that out at some point. But yeah, there we go. So this is now really nice and full up in here. I have put every plant I could think of in here. So we have rhubarbs, we have palms, we have trees, we have all the different palm trees. We've got little lobster thingy, what are they? Lobster claw. Just lobster claw. Nice. We've got banana plants, ferns, we've got the big lipstick palms, and the idea in here was obviously just to make it look really overgrown, and I think I've pulled that off quite nicely. It wasn't hard, I just kept on putting plants in. Simple as that. So as you walk through here, the idea is you're meant to really feel like you're walking through a jungle. And you do, because you really, once you're in, you can't see out. You're just seeing the path. You look up, you get the odd glimpse of the glass up above. But other than that, you're walking through. Luckily, you can still see the misting effect, which I'm very happy with. I'm not sure how much of that you would get to see. Can't really see out, which I like. I don't want you to really be able to see the outside world. Yeah, I mean, this is lovely. It was a lot of fun placing all this inside here, making sure that everything blended together well. It wasn't as simple as just clicking randomly and putting stuff down. I did put quite a lot of thought into how things were arranged and points of view, you know, how things are going to be seen from different angles. So yeah, there was more thought put into it than you might imagine. But obviously a lot of it is also up here. So from down there you didn't even know that these trees were in here. What are these trees? I can't even know. See, very hard to click on things in here. No, it's not going to work, is it? It's this. There we go. A Cecropia or a Carecropia. I don't know. It's one of them anyway. But from down here, you didn't even notice that was there, did you? You could see the trunk, but it doesn't register. But obviously, you come up the top here, and you can see all the foliage of different things. You've got one of those there. You've got another one there, and then you've got another one around the corner here as well. All reaching for the sky, trying to grow bigger than the greenhouse itself. And obviously all these palms. I mean, it's just these places in real life. These places are absolutely fantastic to visit. And I think I've done all right here. I think I'm pretty happy with how this looks in the end. I will do some lighting, so it will be lit up a bit at night. I'll work on that in a minute. Obviously from the outside as well, you can really nicely see the greenery. I think it stands out quite nicely. Now, one thing I don't know if I'm going to do, because I'm not really sure how, and I don't know if I can be bothered, quite frankly, is that usually these things would have a metal staircase coming all the way up here, sort of ladder up the straight bits, and then a sort of a sideways ladder up there, then a ladder there, and a ladder there, and a ladder there, and then a sort of a gangplank type walkway right the way along the top here. And that's basically for maintenance, so that people can climb up to the top here, and then what they do, they hook themselves on with a harness and then kind of abseil down the sides, so that they can obviously clean the glass or replace panels if they need it, that sort of thing. I don't know if I'm going to do that. It may be something that I come back to at a later date, because it's going to be quite a tricky thing to do. And it's one of those things, it's not going to be particularly exciting to do, so I've got to be in the mood. It's a bit like the gift shop, right? If you remember, there's a gift shop right back by the entrance all the way over here. I still haven't done it. I said in the very first episode, I said, don't worry, I'll come back to the gift shop. And as you can see, there's not much in here yet. I put a small till area in. I started by building the start of a till and a pay here sign, and that's all I've done. In all this time, I haven't done the gift shop. I know, it's disgraceful, isn't it? Never mind. Do you know what? I'm going to forgive myself, because I've done all of this other stuff. I've been busy. I am creating a fantastic zoo here. I think it's coming along really nicely. So some of these little details, you're just going to have to wait, I'm afraid. They will happen eventually. So I've still got like I say, I've got to do some decorating inside with some lighting. Oh look, little hippo running along. Oh, they're so cute. You just want to tickle his tummy, don't you? Look at him trotting along there. Oh, food, that's why. The keeper's been along and put some food out for him. Oh, nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Oh dear, sorry, I'm getting carried away. Right, so yes, so I need to decorate this corner. I want to do the lighting, and I will probably just do a little bit of work on the outside as well. I'll probably bring this path all the way around to connect, because obviously I don't want you to have to walk through there. I want an option of walking around the outside, so I'll probably do that. And then there may be some sort of flower bed that I do around this outside area here as well. So I'll just crack on with that now, and I'll be back just one more time, I think. With our final visit to the great greenhouse. So let's just start over here with what I did down the disabled access ramp here. Just a little thing. I just put some shrubbery down the inside here. So this stuff here is actually a Virginia creeper, which is a climbing plant, but I've used it here more like a shrub, and I think it looks nice. I wanted the contrast of the colours to what else is around here, and then I've just dotted some nettles in it. again, just for the contrast of the green and the red together, I think it works very nicely. Just fills that gap in a little bit. So it's a very simple little thing that I did there. Over here, as you can see, I've just decorated lightly with some of these umbrella trees here. I put one of their little mud baths up here that the hippos use. You've got a scratching post as well. I think the llamas use that, and a feeder as well, which I think the llamas and the hippos use. And some rock work as well. Nothing too much really. This area here was a bit awkward with the terraforming, so I created sort of an artificial ledge here. Obviously the keepers can still walk over this, as well as the animals. So yeah, it is what it is. It kind of needed it. I'm kind of thinking that this was sort of you know, built as part of the sort of the groundwork for the you know, for the greenhouse to support it in some way. Maybe the ground was sort of collapsing here, so they had to put some extra boulders in. I don't know. It's what I had to do, so I did it. And then obviously just, you know, just simple rock work here, nothing too fancy really. Just to encourage the animals to come over here a bit, and they do, which is fine. So yeah, so it's a simple just addition, but it just finishes off this previous habitat very nicely, I think. And then inside, the only thing I've done inside is the lighting, which I'll show you in a minute. Outside, I've done what I said. I connected this path around the outside, and for now I have just put hydrangeas along here, just a massive hydrangeas. At some point I may come back and redo that and do some sort of a raised flower bed, but again, it's I'll be honest, I did so much planting inside this that I'm just a bit worn out with planting at the moment. So this is here for now. If I feel the inclination at some point in the future, I may come back and put in some new raised flower beds and do a bit more intricate work along here. But that will do for now. You know, I don't like doing that. I don't like saying that will do for now and I'll come back. But sometimes you kind of have to. It can be quite draining doing the same thing for such a long period. And that's the problem with doing big projects like this. You end up doing the same thing for, you know, two hours at a time, sort of just planting stuff. And if I wanted to do this as an intricate raised flower bed under a particular theme, it's, you know, you're looking at probably an hour's work of designing. And it can be a bit straining on the brain sometimes when you do something for so long. So for now, that's what I've done. It's not 100% great, but it's going to do me for now. On the whole, this project I'm very happy with. Let me just show you the night time, and I'll explain what I've done and why. There we go. I mean, that stands out nicely, doesn't it? Look at that. You can see that from space. It's something I haven't done too much of elsewhere in the park is nighttime lighting, but then you don't really need it because zoos aren't open at night. So there is lighting here and there, and there's obviously lots of street lighting, so you know there's enough. But I wanted this lit up because it is a special thing. So what I did, I put some lights on the floor. So these are just simple spotlights here, just normal white light pointing up. That was my first thinking. Then I came along and I decided to put some of these spotlights up on the roof here pointing down, because none of the foliage at the top here was getting any light. So I thought the only way to do this was from above. So that's what I did. So it took me a bit of time to getting these in the right place and at the right angle so that things were lit up in the best way. I could do more. I could angle them in and get the middle done, but then if you highlighted the middle, the outside got missed. And I thought it looked better to have the light down the outside. I think from back here, I think from outside, I think it looks really nice. And originally I had the light as normal white light, and it was too bright. You couldn't see any detail of all the foliage, and so I changed the lights to green, and it really actually shows up all the detail on the trees. And so that's how I've left it. The white light was just too bright. Everything just sort of blended together and it was a bit blinding. So the green light works so much better. And and from obviously from the outside you can really see the detail, and you can really tell that what's in there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that has turned out. So it's yeah, I am happy with this project. It probably wasn't the most exciting thing for you to watch me build because it is fairly repetitive. I like the little detail I did here with the extra disabled ramp and the staircase. I think that all came together nicely. I like this corner of this lake habitat, so that came out nicely, and I am happy with this. But obviously I understand that it is a fairly repetitive building. So I will probably revisit this. Like I say, I will probably redo this flower bed, and at some point I may well put the walkway at the top here with the ladders up the side that I explained about. But that's something I'm going to come back to at some point in the future. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. I've got this gap here, and I'm thinking I may put a small cafe or restaurant in here. I think that could look really nice with a sort of a viewing platform looking out over the lake there. So that might be my next project. Obviously I've got a backstage area here. I've got, yeah, this bit I haven't linked up yet, but I will do. And so that will give me a space here, probably for another habitat. And obviously I've still got lots of bits and pieces to fill in over here as well, moving along the river. And this is probably the direction of travel for the zoo next, will be along the river, because this river is asking to be completed, isn't it? I don't really want to leave it undone. So it may be that all my efforts now go to working down each side of the river here, because I think that could look really nice, and then ending over here, and then the rest of the area will sort of be left. And if my computer is still operating, then I can start spreading out sideways into that. But obviously I've got some detailing to do around here. I've got a nice large gap here, so this could easily be another habitat, I think, coming in this space here. Then you just got lots of these small areas, obviously a bit more backstage here with the road, and detailing along the side of the rivers as well. So yeah, lots of little things to do, but also potential for some nice new big projects. Do you know what? I can't actually remember if I've told you or shown you this bit. I apologise if this is repeating what I did in a previous video. I honestly don't think I've shown you this. So this area here was empty, and I've turned it into a sort of a fake garden. I mean, it's a proper garden, but obviously people couldn't walk into it. They can walk down here, so this is a real bit of road, but then this is just terrain painting down here. And then I've used the trick with the pathways to get benches in, where you build the path, you put the bench on top, and then you delete the path, but the bench stays. So I just wanted a small sort of garden area. This is just a piece of modern art, which I actually created in my other zoo, Green Valley Zoo. So I just copied that over here. And then lots of sort of just simple shrubbery, bit of rock work, bit of lighting, put a little gorilla statue at the end here, and I've put a little plaque in here. This is a little custom made plaque that I've made. Looks like it's got some writing on it. Maybe this is a gorilla that used to live at the zoo and has passed away, and so they built a statue to commemorate him. There's a plaque actually on the inside there as well. So the planting is very simple and repetitive. I kind of like that in this area. And then at the back here I put a fountain in. I wanted some sort of central piece here, and then just a little fence along the back, just to stop people from walking that way and drowning in the lake. So yeah, so that filled that gap in. I thought that was pretty nice actually. I'm pretty happy with how that all turned out. And then also I did do a small backstage area in here, which again I think I told you that I was going to do, and I don't think I ever showed you the result. So this is a very basic area. Again, I might do some more detailing here, but again, just my usual little staff only gate. And then this is very sort of factory like, very mechanical and warehousey like. So it's just some various buildings in here. Just really simple stuff. I like this sort of metal look for backstage stuff, and you really can't see this very well from the past. That's why I put all this large hedging around, so as you're walking along here you really can't see it unless you get right into here, and then yeah, you can see it, but it's fine. It, you know, it serves its purpose, and this is exactly what backstage stuff looks like, so you know, really doesn't need any more detail. I kind of like this that I did. I wanted to put a pathway coming under this, so this is the pathway that, oh excuse me, this is this bit of pathway that leads to the viewing platform over here. Unfortunately this isn't high enough for me to actually put a path under here, so I just did a little fake thing. So this is just a path that goes into here, and then I just built a fake doorway here to make it look like people walk under there. And obviously they would need to have something under there, because that is where you've got all this water filtration system under here with these pipes that come out into the lake. So there would need to be some kind of an access there. So that is what I've done in there. And obviously then I've just continued the trees that I had over here, just brought them all the way down here, a few shrubs and things as well. Just filled that gap in basically. I had a gap, I didn't know what to do with it, so if you know, you can't go wrong with a bit more backstage basically. Kind of all just blends in there, but I like that you can just see it a little bit from over here. It's quite realistic that you'd be able to see it from somewhere, so yeah, you just get these little glimpses. But yeah, I'm fine with that. So there we go. So I don't think I'd shown you those before, because I did them while I was building the greenhouse, so I don't think I showed you them in the last video. I apologise if I did, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. So there we go, that is our greenhouse project done for now, to be revisited potentially at a future date. But I am very happy with how that turns out. I think it fits really nicely here next to the lake, and on the whole I think this zoo is coming along very nicely. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying making these videos. I hope you're enjoying watching them. Hopefully you're getting a bit of inspiration for your own zoos. So please let me know in the comments what you think, positive or negative. I don't mind taking some abuse, it's absolutely fine. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you had fun, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.